I grew up in a small coal mining town called Middlemount in central Queensland, all coal country, so a bit of a country girl. Cycling kind of stepped in the picture for us. My sister Kerry and I in 1994 when we were watching Kathy Watt compete in the Commonwealth Games on television. And being in a country town, there was no cycling for us that we could just jump into. So we asked Dad if we could try cycling, and he had no idea where he was going to find it. So he just pulled out the yellow pages and looked for the closest cycling club, which was Meares, 3 hours away drive, 300 kilometres. And he drove us in one weekend. We fell in love with it, and here I am now 16 years later. Coming down to the AIS in 2004, I worked very hard on my gym, I worked very hard on that strength and power application to the bike, and that was something that was probably lagging a little bit in my junior years and being based in Rockhampton. But having that huge support in the AIS here in Adelaide, I saw really big improvements very early on in the 2004 season. And you know, initially when my coach Meares at the time sat me down and asked me what my goal was for that year, and I said to him I want to go to the Olympics, he didn't quite agree with me and wasn't quite sure whether I was going to go down that path so early, but lo and behold, it ended up being one of the best years of my career.
Legs pumping, and the time to beat 34.788. She's going to go close. It's going to be close. She is the fastest so far at 34.342.
New personal best time. She'll be very happy with that.
She'll be outside the time. We've got a new world champion, and it's Meares. Meares is the world champion at 20 years of age.
She's coming into the back straight, 34.112. Olympic record is 34 seconds. Then Meares comes up to the line. The world record is gone. 33.952, and Meares is a champion.
As a 20-year-old, my first ever Olympic Games, only a year out from leaving home and joining the AIS, to walk away with a gold medal, a world record and Olympic record was extremely special. And one of my most favourite photos of all time was taken on that day. A photographer was right underneath the scoreboard at the time where I was coming up to it, and I related the fact that I'd actually won. I saw the red #1 box next to my name, and you know, my mouth's just wide as I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. My hands are just, I don't know what to do with myself. I'm crying, but the entire velodrome's in the background, and beautiful, beautiful photo of just a moment of reaction.
She's a classy athlete. She showed that. In German they say Uber class, but yeah, that was special. That was a very special evening.
He's a fantastic coach, and I really wouldn't be able to have the accolades that I have without his help.
I probably experienced the lowest of lows I've ever experienced in my career in the January of 2008 when I had a very heavy fall in the Keirin in Los Angeles at the World Cup on the final day of competition there. I don't remember a lot of the fall. I remember being in a lot of pain very, very quickly. I remember a blur of colour going across my face. Yeah, it turned out I'd fractured my C2 vertebra, which was the second down from the skull. I dislocated my right shoulder. Tore a number of ligaments and tendons and heavily bruised my right hip and a lot of skin abrasions. It's funny when you're put in a situation like that where you feel like your dreams and your hopes and everything that you've worked so long for is all of a sudden taken from you. And I remember the day or the night that my coach and my sister Kerry were leaving the hospital, I grabbed Martin with the only thing that I could move, which was my left hand, and I said, I'll still be right for the games. And for me, it was a cross between a plea to get some encouragement out of him, but also a statement to just hope that he wasn't going to give up on me at the time, and I was very fortunate that he didn't give up on me. I think I'm a better rider, I think I'm a better athlete, and I think I'm a better person. Not from the experience itself of the fall, but the lessons that I learned as a result. I've learned that I cannot worry about things that are out of my control. I've learned to be a lot more patient. I've learned to have a little more gratitude for what I do and where I go with what I do, and for the people that are around me in my life. And I think as a result it makes me more relaxed, and I'm able to apply myself better on a daily basis at training and look for the little improvements across a daily basis rather than big improvements over a few months. To win World Championship gold medals is special, but to share it with someone is extra special. You need to rely on a teammate in a team sprint, and I've always said that Carly's the most determined, motivated and focused girl that I've ever come across, and to be able to train with her on a daily basis and put that together on race day is a really good feeling, because I know that she's not going to take any shortcuts, and she knows that I'm going to do the same. So we expect a lot of ourselves, and I think as a result we get good performances out of ourselves. You know, we make a very strong point in singing the national anthem and holding our heads high when we get a chance for that flag to raise, and I think that just encompasses the pride and honour that we have in representing our country. The thrill of the competition and the challenge in which it brings is what drives me on a daily basis, and the adrenaline and the fun and the excitement that it brings as well. But also sometimes the disappointments, because the disappointments and the failures are what make the successes so special, and you appreciate both sides of the coin that way.